For all of us at New Life, out of New Life, not in this location, but another location in 2005, Tracy Swinarski and Dee Suby began not only the first Transgender Day of Remembrance in Hampton Roads, but it was actually the first in the Commonwealth. And so through the years, it has been an event, a time for us to come together in our community in so many ways. And so this evening, in a few moments, I'll explain and introduce our MC. But I want to tell you a couple of things just logistically as other folks come in and join us. That's fine too. It's a live event. Some folks are joining us by live stream, and they can make comments throughout the evening there as well and join us in what we're doing. There will be opportunities for you to participate this evening in various things that we're doing. First things first, if you need to use the restrooms, it's been the long-standing policy at New Life for anyone to feel comfortable to use the restroom with which they self-identify, but all the restrooms tonight are marked all gender. So then that's through these doors into the fellowship area, and either corner you can see the signs directing you that way. After the event this evening, there are refreshments, so invite you to stick around and be able to be together in community. And that is so important, especially, and you'll notice in just a moment, we're going to light another candle tonight, because I don't know about you, but when we woke up this morning and heard the news from Colorado, I don't even know how I begin to process that. My mind went back to Pulse, of course. And I hate to admit this, but I felt numb. I think all the events since Pulse leading up to now have created a numbness in our lives, so we didn't feel like we could even begin tonight without acknowledging that. So that's one of the things that we'll do in just a moment as well. If throughout the evening, for whatever reason, if you feel like you need to speak with someone, or you need just a few moments by yourself, if you go through the doors into the fellowship area on either side, there are rooms that are marked privacy rooms. We also have with us on site Angela Callahan. If you will stand up, who's agreed to be here and is a counselor. If you do feel a need, just tap Angela on the shoulder and she'll go out with you as well. I think Stephen Fields, from the LGBT Center is planning to be here as well. And we'll be seated there with Angela. A couple of other things. Well, I'll tell you what, before we do anything else, let's light this candle. Mel and Amor, if you will come and light this candle. It's orange because it is the color that is often used to remember folks who've been lost to gun violence. And so tonight we hold close those whose lives have been lost in Colorado and their families as well. Later this evening we will see a video of the individuals that we're here to honor the memory of tonight. It is a time this evening that we will want to honor in silence as well. We'll call your attention to the video screens when we're ready to do that. You see also behind me on the rails are 32 candles representing those lives. You'll be invited to come forward and to light those candles as well. Something a bit unusual perhaps is over on this side is the inclusive progressive rainbow flag. And it's here tonight for us to add additional names, or if you want to just come and sign standing in unity as community with our transgender, our gender non-binary, our gender fluid, gender queer community who've lost individuals this past year. You may think, well, why is it the inclusive progressive rainbow flag, not the trans flag or the gender non-binary flag? But Dee Suby, you had, come and tell us about that. I know Dee didn't want to say anything tonight, but I think it's important. I'm going to kid Tracy and Dee that we are honoring our trans elders with them coming forward tonight.
The inclusive flag is important because in the transgender community, of course, we celebrate all different gender identities, but at the same time we celebrate all different sexual orientations. So the rainbow flag, along with the trans colors and non-binary, and all work together in celebrating not only gender identities but sexual orientations.
So Dee, before you go back up to be seated, I'll ask Tracy to come down and join you. Tracy thought she was going to get out of not being a trans elder, but Tracy, if you'll come and join Dee to stand in honor beside of this flag. And Liz and Bumper are going to be here to assist if you come forward. You can come forward at any time this evening to write something, sign your name. There are black Sharpies for the light colors, or silver or copper for the darker colors that are there. So at any time other than when we do the memorial video, you're invited to come forward, and also to stand on either side in honor of those lives. So all you have to do is come up. If they're standing here, just come up, and the person that'll be standing here will go and be seated. And you can change out individuals throughout the evening as we go. Does that make sense? All right. A couple of things just to make us aware of. This is a safe place. This is a place, no matter how you self-identify, to be and feel that you can be your authentic self. And as we look around this room tonight, look around this room, take a look. And those of you who are online, we see you too. Because sometimes, and so many people do not want to see us, or when they see us, they want to take our lives. We as community will not be erased. We as community will be together. You'll hear our themes tonight of justice and hope and remembrance a couple of times, several times throughout the evening. So thank you for being here. No matter how you self-identify this evening, thank you for being here together in community. I want to introduce our MC for the evening, Dexter Davis, pronouns he, him, who's a motivational speaker, an advocate, and an artist currently living in Hampton, Virginia. An empathetic and inspiring storyteller, Dexter is dedicated to creating spaces of connection, education, and empowerment. Currently, Dexter works as a community health navigator at the LGBT Life Center and serves in multiple capacities with organizations such as the Men in Transition, the National Transgender Sports Association, and Trans Men Can Cook. Boy, I like that one. Facilitated, planned, and hosted various educational, empowerment, and community events. So, Dexter, thank you for being here in your efforts this evening to be here with us.
Thank you very much, Mark, and thank you all for coming. This is such a beautiful site. I remember about a couple of years ago, Dee, we were at ODU, and it was one of my first times coming out. And it was beautiful because we sat, and at that time they had the chairs, and they would put the flags over the chairs. And there was a few of us, but to see this, to really see this growth is amazing. So just give yourself a round of applause just for coming out and supporting. This is an act of love. Okay. Now, with that being said, I have a really serious question. I just want you to take a moment to really think about this. This is a very impactful day. We don't necessarily call it a celebration. We don't necessarily call it a holiday. And we're not going to keep you in a bad place, but we need to be real, okay? So I need you to take a moment, and I really want you to think about it. Have you ever lost someone that you loved, especially unexpectedly? Have you ever looked up at the sky, heart heavy with hurt, with anger, with sadness, and just wondered why world, why would you take them from me? Why do they have to leave me now? What happened? Why couldn't I stop this? Imagining opening up your home to someone that you trusted. You let them into your safe space, and they turn on you. Now imagine this person stabs you 20 times and leaves you there, alone. And if you have siblings, friends, loved ones, imagine them getting that phone call that their best friend, their brother, their sibling is no longer here. And then a follow-up phone call saying, hey, we need your help. We need to clean the bloodstains off the walls. We need to get it out the carpets. We don't want her mother to see this. We can't afford someone to come and clean this. So you and your friends, you go up to the store and you get bleach and washcloths and newspaper and anything that you can find, because in 1998, you didn't have Google. And you got together and you cleaned and you cleaned and you cleaned. so that this person's mother could walk into this apartment one last time. And then you share your story every year for the last 20 plus years, every year with community, because you don't want anybody else to feel this way. This wasn't a hypothetical story. This was the reality of Rita Hester, the Black transgender woman that all of this began behind. On November 28th, 1998, the Massachusetts community was shaken with the violent death of Rita Hester. The news was strikingly similar to another transgender woman. Her name was Chanel Pickett. She had passed 3 years prior. So in 1999, the first vigil was formed to commemorate the lives of the transgender people that were lost to violence that year. And so the Transgender Day of Remembrance began. As defined by GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, the Transgender Day of Remembrance is an annual observance on November 20th that honors the memory of the transgender people whose lives were lost in acts of anti-transgender violence. Starting in 1999 by Gwendolyn Ann Smith, TDOR is an event that not only honors our trans siblings who were taken from us too soon, but advocates for justice and equity in our community. So, just to kind of put that into perspective, in 2013, the Human Rights Campaign started tracking these deaths. They started counting this. So keep this in mind, 2019, 19 deaths were recorded, okay? 2013, so from 2013 to 2018, next 5 years, average is 22. It's the average. So then we break this in 2019, we go to 25. 2020 comes around, and now we are looking at 44 lives lost. That's 19 more than the previous year. 19, that's the same number that was tracked in 2013. This is on top of the average. This is what a 76% increase in fatalities looks like. And last year, 2021, at the peak of the pandemic, of the things that we were struggling with, at least 57 documented folks were victimized by anti-trans violence. Human Rights Campaign does not count those who were taken by their own hands, or those who were lost to substance use, or those who didn't even have someone say their name. So we only know of 57. Remember when I told you about 2013? That is exactly 3 times the amount. So with honor and remembrance comes an awareness and increased violence. Last year was the most violent year ever since we started recording. So now, here we are in this bittersweet gathering, and we are here to honor the lives of at least 32, okay? 32 candles, 32 lives lost. Okay, that's 32 souls that have moved on. We honor those 32 memories. We honor those 32 families. We honor those 32 communities that were directly impacted by these atrocities. And then we wake up this morning and hear about Club Q and realize that security is an illusion. Community is the only cure we have. So today, as we honor the countless folks impacted by anti-transgender violence on a daily basis, we celebrate the history of TDOR. As Mark said, we started this here in Hampton Roads in 2005. And to be in the space, y'all just imagine in 100 years, this is part of history. We are here with the people who said this is important because we are impacted too. So as you take this moment to just really embrace that, note that you are part of our history. This was our first TDOR in the state of Virginia. And as our community has grown, so has our expression of this sacred day. And as we continue 17 years and counting, let us take a moment to pause, reflect, and embrace this day, these moments, and these lives. So today, we uplift the voices of the unheard. We uplift the pictures of those unseen. We uplift the worth of those deemed worthless. Today, we will be hearing from 2 amazing speakers about the importance of having hope and believing in justice in spite of darkness. These are 2 people who have been a part of the community. They've seen the best, they've seen the worst, and they're here to continue and spread that light, to ignite that light within you and pass that on to you, to pass that torch. So today, as we ignite our collective light to illuminate the journey ahead, reminded and comforted by the spirits of our fallen ancestors. Remember, we are guided by the light that their stars provide in the night sky. So, as we get prepared, I'd like to thank you all again for coming to the National Transgender Day of Justice, Hope, and Remembrance. And I will begin to go ahead and introduce our first speaker. Amor Harrell. She is a 28-year-old beautiful woman. She was born in Hosky, North Carolina, and raised in Newport News, Virginia. She's a branch manager trainee at a secondary lending institution, a business owner, and the national executive director of Kappa Iota Sigma Sorority Incorporated. She studied computer science at Norfolk State University and enjoys singing and dancing in her spare time. She enjoys volunteering in the community and creating awareness. She is the youngest to 3 brothers and 2 sisters. She is a mom, a spouse, a sister, above all and more. So her motto in life is you get out of life what you put in, so you only have the choice to make the best of it. You all can follow her on social media, particularly Facebook, at Amor Harrell, Lashed and Loaded Boutique, Thriving Trans Men of Color, and Kappa Iota Sigma Sorority Incorporated. Please give a round of applause to Amor Harrell.
Greetings. I am beyond honored and thrilled to be able to speak tonight on the 23rd Annual Transgender Day of Remembrance as we honor the trans individuals we have lost this year and as we celebrate their lives, their contributions, and their legacy. Our rebellious mourning is what brings us together tonight, but also recommits us to the living. And we will refuse to forget or forfeit our power, even in the face of epidemic violence. We find ourselves once again gathering to remember the lives of far, far too many trans individuals lost to transphobia, violence, hate crimes, and depression. Our losses and impacts felt deeply in our communities, our neighborhoods, our cities, our nations across the world. For us, this day is as personal as it is global. Many of the transgender individuals we lost this year was due to violence that was perpetrated by people that they knew. Some were for intimate partners who were meant to love them, or from law enforcement who was meant to protect them. We deserve more. We deserve to be loved. We deserve to be safe. We deserve to be free from all acts of violence. I'm more than grateful to be amongst you all as a speaker tonight and not as an honoree. There is work that needs to be done, so let our voice, our existence, our presence be the power to change our nation. The first poem I will be sharing is called If Tomorrow Starts Without Me by David Romano. If tomorrow starts without me and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise, you should find your eyes are filled with tears just for me. I wish so much of you wouldn't cry the way that you did today, while thinking of the many things that we didn't get to say. I know how much you love me as much as I love you. And each time that you think of me, I know that you'll miss me too. But when tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand. He said my place was ready in heaven, far, far above, and that I had to leave behind all the things that I dearly love. But as I turned and walked away, a tear fell from my eye. For all my life, I'd always thought I did not want to die. I have so much to live for, so much left yet to do. It seemed almost impossible that I would be leaving you. I thought of all the yesterdays, the good ones and the bad. I thought of all the love that we shared and all the fun that we had. If I could relive yesterday, just even for a while, I'd say goodbye and kiss you and maybe see you smile. But then I fully realized that this could never be, for emptiness and memories would take the place of me. When I thought of worldly things that I might miss come tomorrow, I thought of you when I did. My heart was filled with sorrow. When I walked through heaven gates, I felt so much at home. God looked down and smiled at me from his great golden throne. He said, "This is eternity and all I've promised you. Today your life on earth has passed, but here life starts new. I promise no tomorrow, but today will always last. And since each day is the same, there's no longing for the past. You have been so faithful, so trusting, and so true, though through the times you did some things that you knew that you shouldn't do. You've been forgiving, and now at last you're free. So won't you come and take my hand and share my life with me? So when tomorrow starts without me, don't think that we're far apart. For every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. It's so hard to hope for a better tomorrow when we're getting killed for living our truths and being our authentic self. But hope starts with us. We have to use our voice to advocate, to love on each other, stop the violence, end the cycle, and stand together. We are stronger together than we are apart. And in closing, I share this poem called Hope by Mary Moem. Hope is the place where we all want to go. Hope is the person that we all want to know. Hope is the feeling that carries us through, and hope is the future for me and for you. Thank you.
All right. She almost got me together. Goodness, almost gonna have me cry. Cry a little bit, girl. I want that poem, just so you know. All right. And for our second distinguished speaker, Mel Howard is a community advocate, a brother, a son, a vision of hope, and most importantly, a living, breathing, openly out transgender man of color. Mel is the founder of Thriving Trans Men of Color, which is a grassroots nonprofit organization located here in Newport News, Virginia. But they services trans men and non-binary transmasculine men across the globe. And if you want to learn more, check out what services that they have to offer at www.thrivingtransmenofcolor.org. They also have tabling materials on the back. So I would like you all to please give a beautiful round of applause for Mel Howard.
Good evening, distinguished guests and hosts tonight. As we gather here today, mourning and reflecting on the siblings we've lost this year, we're here to remember names that should be gathered in this room, gone too soon, plagued with sorrow as we search for the meaning of justice. Merriam-Webster dictionary says justice is a noun, but it feels more like a verb or an action that we should be taking for our community. Our community and allies all walk through different stages of life, and we should experience life in the comfort of knowing justice will be served properly. Merriam-Webster second dictionary definition says the quality of just being impartial or fair. Every day, someone from our community fears of their life stopping and it being taken from loved ones. Majority of us worried about living out loud and proud because we're worried if just by living, will we be on the next T-door? Will someone just want to inflict pain to cause our last life to be taken, suffering from discriminatory glares and harmful words from people around us as we wake up, proud to see another day, checking on siblings, hoping not to find a new name emerge or a new body discovered. I would like to read a short article from Blackout Magazine written by myself called As the Tears Flow. Our story holds the power to observe any of our weaknesses. No longer can they attack us, turn us against each other, dictate how our community should live. We set our own expectations of what our story looks like. We are the teachers of what trans looks like. We are the leaders of our own narrative. We are the doctors or the healers or the lawyers fighting for justice. We reform our story, not anyone else. They may want to break us at our lowest point, take away our voices, but guess what? We are more than what they can see. We are not broken easily. We fight a battle that does not stop when the enemy comes for us. We stand solid on our beliefs, on our history, and solidarity for those who join the fight but were lost along the way. We are not weak. We are undeserved but not undesirable. We deserve to grow to our highest altitude, no longer be bound by our fears. With our heads held high and our hearts heavy from the ones we lost along the way, we light a candle to set them free, and we release their spirits into the heavens. We hold on to their happiest moments with us. We cry tears of sorrow and we pray unresting love as we say their names. We lost this year and the years before. As a community, we hold the power to heal us. But it takes a chain reaction of abundant love and community support. By our grace, we are still here, but there's a reason why. We need to trust that we keep the fight alive. Our people should not have to look over our shoulders, wonder if my best friend is gonna get the same justice as a heterosexual, cisgender white man. We are just as important as the next person with the same amount of potential. Not only as members of the LGBT plus community, but as family and as friends. We should not allow the deaths being remembered this evening to be in vain. Take these losses as a reminder of what we're fighting for. The pain and the grief of losing a loved one is something all of us dreads of feeling one day, but the justice served is another pain altogether. It may take you to feel hopeless even, but we must remember not to lose hope when we need it the most. In our darkest hours, we must hold the light that we possess. We must unite and be the change we are looking for. We can't let the grief and the pain consume us, cause our spirits to split apart. We can't let the odds and the challenges we face make us surrender. Times like this, when we need each other the most, we need to support each other and look out for each other so we can rise and fight for our change, fight for our people who we've lost. Their lives this year paved the way for generations to come, so that they know that their friends and their family members, if they die, they will get that justice. Their names will not be forgotten. They will be remembered. They will be avenged. The pain and the anguish you feel should be recycled and should be used to avenge your loved ones. Help us move forward. Make sure another family will not have to endure what we feel. Hopefully one day soon, we'll be looking back and we'll be looking forward, and we'll see the future of equality and justice for all of us. We'll see the change that comes. We'll see that when we move together, we move as one vision, one hope, changing the future for this community right now. Thank you.
Invite them to sign the flag.
Yeah, sure. Dexter was just reminding me to remind you at any time this evening, you may come and sign the flag and stand in honor if you'd like to. And we are segregated up here tonight by age and generation, and we'll talk more about that in a few moments. So how do we hold these themes of justice and hope and remembrance in both hands? How do we make sense when the world around us is violent and doesn't make sense? How do we hold each other in these times when political leaders continue to make remarks that not only put us down as a community but also stir up the anger and the hate-filled acts that we see? How do we hold all that together when, and I'm very conscious of the fact that I'm wearing a collar, but some colleagues in other faith traditions put us down and tell us that we're not a person of worth? Say it with me tonight. I am a person of worth. I am a person of worth. Let us not let anyone cause us to be doubted, to doubt that in our own minds and to affirm that with each other. I tell this story every year, and I keep thinking, well, maybe this year I won't tell it. But I think it's important that, I grew up in a hellfire and brimstone kind of environment before I came out and came to MCC, and I self-identify as a cisgendered gay male trans ally. And I heard all these different things growing up of how bad our community is. And I've said to some of my hellfire and brimstone colleagues who put us down, I'll take this scripture literally if you will too. I said, yeah, it says Adam and Eve, even though I like Adam and Steve for me personally. But, you know, I'll give you that. It's Adam and Eve if you'll take this scripture literally too, because what does it say that Adam and Eve were created? That Adam was created first, but how was Eve created? And they'll say, oh, from Adam's rib. I'll say, do I dare say? What does that mean for Eve's DNA? Do I dare say it? Will I say it? Could Eve have been the first transgender mother of us all? And they go, and I'll say, we'll see about that. Let us, and it's easy for us to make light of it, but in this moment when so many lives have been taken, we hear crying out through these many years. We hear the voices of those lives that have been taken. We can't be beaten down. We can't give up. We have to affirm each other. And even when we're afraid, we move forward together as community. And to be whole as individuals and together is in our physical bodies, our emotional and mental bodies. Do I dare say yes, even our spiritual bodies together. Let's say it again. I'm a person of worth. I'm a person of worth. Now look to somebody beside of you and say, you are a person of worth. And later tonight or tomorrow when you're in the aisle of Walmart or Harris Teeter or wherever, look to that person and say, you are a person of worth. And smile at that person. We will not let these hate-filled acts cause us to lose who we are, or the joy of being authentically who we are. I'm going to ask Dee and Tracy as our trans elders to come in just a moment, and we're gonna and let's recognize too that we are a multi-generational community, are we not? And so Dexter, I'm going to include you. You're the youth side of this, so yes. So I'm going to ask the three of you to come and light these candles that are here on the table representing justice, hope, and remembrance. And then following that will be our memorial video. And we'll ask for you to have silence during that time and not to sign the flag during the video. But following the video, I'll invite you back up to light these candles. And we're not necessarily going to go in order from right to left. Just in spontaneously, randomly light these candles because honestly, that's how the acts of violence happen too, does it not? And as you come forward to do that, if there's a name that you know of that's not mentioned here tonight and you want to come to this microphone and speak that name, say it aloud. Sometimes we need to say the names aloud or to write the name on the flag, all of that. But as Dee and Tracy and Dexter come and light these candles, I call your attention right after that to the video screen for our memorial. Sometimes we have to continue our efforts as a community if at first we don't get there, but we will.
Maj Billingsley. AC Morrison. Regina Maya Allen. Dee Dee Ricks.
Maddie Hoffman. Aaron Lynch. Candy Reed.
Hayden Davis. Maricela Castro. Cherry Bush. Keisha Chanel Geeter. Fern Feather. Ariana Mitchell. Mia Love Parker. Kenyetta Kesha Webster.
Sasha Mason. Shanelica Yella Dior Hemingway. Nedra Sinkwitz Morris. Ray Muscat.
Martasia Richmond. Kitty Monroe. Charmaine Giselle Marie. Brazil Johnson.
Katie Newhouse. Tatiana LaBelle. Paloma Vasquez. Matthew Angelo Spimpinato.
Naomi Skinner. Cypress Ramos.
Duval Princess, Amari Ledge,
I invite you forward as you feel comfortable to come and light the candles that are on the rail, again, not in any particular order, just randomly, until all 32 are lit. And as you come forward, if there's a name that you feel comfortable and want to speak of someone else that you would like to add to this list, please do, and sign the flag if you would like as well.
If anybody else would like to sign, you're more than welcome to come up and sign. I had to take a moment and really think about that. You know, the one candle that we struggled to light was the white candle. We struggled to get it to light, and yet it burns just as bright as the rest. And not only that, we ignited 32 candles, at least half of them using that light. And I remember Mark talking about remembrance, justice, and hope. And in many cultures, we look at white as a sign of hope. Really think about that. And I was just watching you all come up and light these candles. Isn't it beautiful how all 32 burn just as bright, but some of those candles were hard to light. Some of those people were hard to light, but that hope still burns bright. This was a moment that we shared together. Remember, sometimes when your light feels really low, all you need is somebody to come in and just give you a little bit of spark. And not only that, we had so much light left over, we had to intentionally extinguish it. Remember the power that you have. Remember the power that you generate. Remember the power that you create. Tonight, we light candles to honor the names of our fallen angels. We gather united, pouring energy and light into one another. We remain standing for those who took steps before us, for us. Remembrance is lighting a candle and paying homage to those who have fallen. Resilience is the decision to press forward, knowing one day, one of these could be reserved for you. Ariana Mitchell was a 17-year-old black transgender young girl. A young girl from Hampton. She was one of ours. And every year that I've done this, I said one day it's gonna get closer and closer. Ariana was at a party with her friends. Do you remember being 17? Right. So remember being 17, she went to a party, a house party, and an altercation with someone else and her friend resulted in the last important question before her life would be taken from her, which was, are you a boy or are you a girl? Because the moment that we had to ask that question, violence was due upon her. This isn't just a slideshow. These people were real. And like when we say and we lift up names, every year I do this, I will always lift up Angel Hamilton. That was a young man of our community, drag entertainer, brother, leader, life lost. We will never forget their names. The Southeastern Transgender Resource Center has opened a house. It's called the Lamia House. Lamia was one of our sisters. She passed before HRC even had a chance to record. Most of our elders, not just Dee, Tracy, Latoya in the audience, Tarina's doing some stuff at another organization, Naona, all these ladies, they have sisters and brothers and loved ones whom they know their names, but we never got a chance to honor those. So today, even lighting these candles, we honor our community, those unsung people, just like they poured into us and we pour into you. Today, we honor all of that. And like you said, community is what creates that unity. So today is the day that we remember that power, strength, and community are built during the times of maximum suffering and pain. And today is that test. This year is that test. Our lives are that test. And together we pass. Life is hard. Face it. Embrace it. Knowing this, we as trans people, we still wake up every day and smile. So when you struggle and when you're hurting, remember, we will face extraordinary challenges. And sometimes we will fail. And sometimes we gonna fall. And we're gonna fall hard. And sometimes in that process of failure and falling, we will lose the people that we care the most about. But you know what? We always get back up. And no matter how alone you feel, there's always someone who will be there to look over and pull you right up. We persevere. We stand for those who no longer can. This is our charge. This is our mission. This is our story, not his story, not her story. Transgender rights are human rights. This is your history, your legacy too. This is your community. So as we conclude today's events, I really want to leave you with a reminder. There's been a lot of heaviness, a lot of hurt. And for those of you who aren't trans, this is a moment that you get a glimpse into what we live with every day, and yet smile and look around and say, I love you. This was an opportunity for you to feel that weight so that you can share this experience with someone who may not understand. But I've asked all of my friends, how do you do it? I get young folks who ask me all the time, man, how do you do it? And I had a lot of beautiful, loving, amazing people. Everyone on this board has poured love into me over the years. Several people in this room have poured love into me over the years. They say if you can't love anybody, how you can't love somebody else, you're not gonna love yourself. But the thing is, if you don't know what love is, If you've never seen it witnessed, how are you going to know? It is on you to show that love to others, to protect those that you care about, to serve them the way you wish to be served. So I really want to leave you with important things that every last one of these people on this panel have poured into me, and I will pour into you. You are the intersection of creation and leadership. You are a vessel and voice of change and progress. You are the essence of resilience. Every day is a new gift. Your presence is the present. So when you feel that pressure, the grip and that crippling grasp of fear and insecurity and worry and worthlessness, close your eyes, take a breath, and remember, you have support. And if you didn't get it from anybody else today, that you got from us, remember this: you are seen, you are heard, and every last one of you is so dearly loved. Thank you so much for sharing this memorable day with us. Thank you for making history. Thank you for continuing this legacy that Dee and Tracy have left for us. And thank you for taking this experience home, impacting your communities. And most importantly, thank you for showing us love. Showing up today is an act of love. Like Mel said, justice isn't just a noun, it's a verb. Love isn't just a feeling, it's not just a noun, it's a verb. You came today, you showed us love. You persevered today, you showed us love. Thank you. And I want to give a huge shout out to the organizations that put this together. We have Transgender Assistance Program, run by the wonderful Dee Subi. So just in case, y'all can clap. Yes, I know we've been through a lot. Y'all can clap, it's okay. Transgender Assistance Program, led by wonderful Dee Subi. This beautiful place, round circle, 17 years, New Life Metropolitan Community Church, this beautiful place that offered to hold us and is always a safe space. Also, fun fact, transgender folks, if you need to get a naming ceremony, this wonderful place is to come. If you would like to be celebrated as yourself, make sure that you see Mark. We ran out of your cards, Mark. I'm gonna need more. All right, but we also want to give a shout out to the LGBT Life Center. There are several staff in here. They are all in the back. If you need resources, come check them out. I work there. You can come find me. So come and check us out. We also want to shout out to Minority Aid Support Services. Got Miss Latoya in the building over here. They are one of the most amazing community partners. Also, please give it up for our amazing speakers, Amor Harrell and Mel Howard. Together, this wonderful power couple represents thriving trans men of color. Please check them out, support their work. We also want to give a shout out to our T-Door planning team and all other wonderful volunteers that have come and shared with us. So before we say thank you, please sign the lovely flag. We want to see your lovely signatures. Enjoy in fellowship, come ask us questions, definitely come take some pictures. We have coffee and beverages provided by Mudita Cafe and Coffee House. We got coffees and little schnackums. So we have delicious things back there. If you wish to speak to someone for some mental health and wealth, okay, positive mental health and wealth, we have a couple of providers in the back. Definitely check them out. But thank you so much for coming out to our observance, the 17th Hampton Roads Annual Transgender Day of Justice, Hope, and Remembrance.
Dexter, would you join me up here for just a moment? Me? Yes.
Oh.
One last ritual before I invite you to sign this will be to extinguish these candles. And as we do, remember that these candles will be extinguished, but the light is in you and in each of us. Thank you. We invite you to come and sign the flag and enjoy this time together.